All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus.
What's up, people? We're back.
What's going on, guys? I had a burp the whole time
When you talking?
when I was doing the whole thing.
You're good, man.
It was
you're
like
good.
right here in my throat. I was
Just
like,
felt it sitting there. You're good, man.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode number 66.
Yes, sir.
Tonight's episode, the main topic will be about Mother Theresa being a very bad girl.
Exposed. And I ain't talking about showing no boobies.
She's naughty.
This ain't girls gone wild. This is real shit.
Adults, female gone wild.
Yes, old females.
She's so bad. She's so nasty, too.
Nasty.
All right, guys. So before we get started, if you guys want to buy some t-shirts, head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you an official Media Hijack t-shirt. Also, if you guys want to visit us on Reddit, be a member, join. You can post whatever the fuck you want. You guys are free to do whatever.
Hell yeah.
Because Reddit is a free-for-all.
Dude, Reddit is like the Wild West.
Reddit is like the fucking open dark web.
It's before the man... This is Reddit right now before the man gets to it, and then...
Before the man
Before they
gets to
fuck it all up.
because it's a bad place.
I love Reddit.
You can learn how to make DMT.
Dude, anything.
God damn. Even I got the
Anything.
recipe, but that's just a recipe.
Just the recipe, not the...
I'm not doing
not
shit.
the product.
That's wild. It's just in case. But YouTube, if you guys want to watch the replay for this YouTube video,
Oh, yeah.
catch the YouTube, and you guys can check out our new background. This is real. It's not a green screen.
I don't know.
This is normal.
Our own personality now. This is it.
This is everything I love right here.
This is it.
Everything.
I love it, too.
I did the paintings. These are the books that you guys can't see the titles, but
The smart
it's
books.
really cool books
The smart books.
about physics and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just playing nothing about physics. I can't read stuff like that.
Me neither. It's too much, man.
There's like art books and stuff, and a book about how to reach immortality. You know, normal shit.
Normal shit. You know, it's normal people shit, you know.
Foraging mushrooms and stuff. You know, normal stuff. All right, guys. And also, if you guys are on iTunes, make sure you guys hit that 5 stars, subscribe, leave us a nice, sweet comment.
Hell yes, please.
We're almost everywhere. And the countries, I can't even pronounce the names, but we're in a lot of countries now.
That's good.
And it's so weird how they find us.
Yeah, how do you stumble across us?
I don't know, algorithm gods. They're like, hey,
It's gotta
send
be.
this to this person because they need to hear about it.
I need to list some crazy. What you got? But
And then like, I'm never coming back.
these motherfuckers are crazy.
You know what's crazy? Like, you know how you can look at the analytics for everybody who plays Steam games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the map of Steam, people who are playing Steam games, you know, almost like the whole Earth is lit up except for like parts of like Africa and like
Unknown
remote
spots, like,
locations. And then you look at North Korea, 1 dot.
For us? Or just for stream?
No, for Steam. Like
Oh, Steam. I'm sorry, I said stream. Steam, yeah.
Yeah, for players. So there's one person in North Korea playing a Steam game.
In secret.
In secret.
They gotta hide.
Holding it down
I bet you it's World of Warcraft.
before he got assassinated. Speaking of North Korea, this is a story I heard actually today. A funny story. This is not funny. It's actually sad.
Oh, God.
But Kim Jong-un, right? He assassinated one of his leaders, generals, right? Mm-hmm. Because he was talking about how, like, the way they're giving food to their people, it doesn't make sense. It's like a normal human would know, like, the way they're doing it is so stupid.
Yeah.
So he assassinated his ass.
Because the general was trying to correct him on how he's feeding his people.
Yeah, like, because he was saying, it's like inhumane. Like, a child would know, like, this is the wrong way to do it.
He's like, I'll show you.
And then it was like, okay, off with your head, because you just disrespected me in front of all these people.
Yeah, I think he fed his uncle to like some dogs too, some shit. The dude, he don't play.
Yeah,
He'll fucking get you.
there's no effing family for him.
No.
You're the bad guy if you speak against him.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he don't play. He don't fuck around. He's a little dude, but he'll get your ass.
It's like, what about your son? What son?
Who?
Light him up. All right, we can go ahead and start the topic on Mother Theresa.
All right. I feel like I need a napkin. I'm fucking sweating.
Use some of this.
Is that snot on it? Oh, no.
No, I just used it from the restroom.
Okay, that's cool.
My pee-pee hands.
There's shit on the other side of it. All right.
All right.
Let's get to it. All right, so tonight's topic, like we already mentioned before, is going to be about Mother Teresa. Now, anybody who was born in the 90s, 80s, anytime before that, knows who Mother Teresa is. I don't know if too many Zoomers would know who Mother Teresa is. It's kind of like nobody really talks about it like that.
Zoomers are born like what, the year 2000 and after?
It's like after 96.
Oh, those are Zoomers?
I think they would be Zoomers.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like basically like a 15-year time gap. That's when it changes over. So
Okay.
it's like I think it's like Zoomers now. Then whoever how old a toddler is, they haven't made up a name for a toddler yet. But
Oh,
it would
they're
be- what the fuck are they like Alpha generation?
Yeah,
Are they going back to the beginning?
Yeah. So Jar will be Alpha generation.
Okay.
That motherfucker.
Damn, that's a cool ass name, dude.
I know he's so bad though.
That shit is trash, millennial.
He's very disrespectful.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I said it. For the parents in the chat,
I said it.
Jar is disrespectful.
But
Go ahead.
so nobody doesn't really like. So I'm assuming that, but they like millennials are probably like the last generation to really know her because she was always on TV, and then if you was like some kind of like political figure, you want to get some clout with the religious community to get some votes, you go take pictures with Mother Teresa. She was like that most. It's like out of all the nuns, she was like supreme nun, like the nun above all nuns.
She's the one that was like the last step to God, right?
Yes, like the next step was
She's
like
that good.
and all this shit, and she's been around for like forever.
She's the one where if God visit, he'll kiss her in the forehead.
Yes, and then nobody else. Like around some real shit. She was top dog.
That's one thing about people. Like they're so good and they're so publicly good. Like, hey, something has to be wrong with this person, you know?
And then, but the thing with Mother Teresa is that nobody ever questioned her on what she was doing. No one ever challenged her, ever. Like, it's just one of the things that you just didn't do. It's like, I don't know. Somebody who's always kind of like revered is like, holy shit. Like, you never really question. I would say like the Pope gets questioned more like than Mother Teresa ever did. But so that just shows how much that people had trust and love in her.
Was one thing has to do like she's a female? That might have played a role. Like she's innocent. She just want to help people.
old lady too. You don't want to come after no old lady doing that shit. But no, she was real big. She opened up like a lot of hospices around the world, a lot of orphanages. There you go, around the world and whatnot. She was really taking like, a lot of people. She was really getting a lot of people off the streets and just coming into these locations that she had set up. And there were hundreds of these hospices around the world, right? But she had like a main one in Calcutta, which she's from. That's like our home. They call it like
Calcutta, like Oakland, California.
No, Calcutta, like India, like.
That sounds like a fucking gangster spot.
Well, it's not called Calcutta anymore. It's a different name now, like Calcutta. But so I might go back and forth with it, whatever. But that's what the name is now. It's like Calcutta or something like that. So it's like basically like with her, right? She starts off as like this little girl who grew up. I think she was born like in 1910 or some shit. She was born like a bazillion years ago. 1910, right?
Like a fossil.
Yeah. She's born August 26, 1910. And she grew up as like this little girl who always wanted to be like. She actually wanted to be a nun since she was a kid. So she wound up joining like a monastery.
That's weird. What child wants to grow up to be a nun? Unless you're forcing that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Robert in the chat, what's going on, man? He says nice background, but I like the old background. It fit you guys. No, the old background was fake.
Roberto, what's up, man? Yeah, I do like the old background, but with this one,
it's not ours though.
Yeah, this is ours though, right here though.
Yeah,
this is
ours.
This is it. So anyways, so Mother Teresa was born in 1910. Little girl who's like, hey, I want to grow up. I want to be like a fucking nun. Excuse me for saying that in the same way, but
whoa, in one sentence, right?
In one sentence. So she goes up.
Okay, I won't tell God, but go
ahead. So she winds up. She becomes a nun. She's growing up in a school, and she winds up leaving the country at 18. And she goes to another location, and then she winds up becoming. This is when she becomes a nun. Mm-hmm. After she gets to go through the training, she leaves the country, becomes a nun, and then she learns like 7 different languages there, and English being one of them. That's how she wound up learning all these damn languages all in one spot.
You know the languages, or did you write it?
It was English, of course, and then Albanian, which is what she really is, and some other shit. I didn't even write them down.
But Spanish, I'm sure.
I would assume something on that level. It seemed like it's like the language that she might have been learning. Some I was like, okay, I recognize. Some I was like, what is that?
Israeli, Spanish.
Some I don't even know. But so
Armenian.
What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Armenian. She knew a lot of languages, and it makes sense. Like, if you're going around the world and you need to talk to these people who like she ran off the motto of like we're out here to help the people who like the lepers and people with like diseases and all that, and the people the ones who were rejected by society. That's who we're bringing in, and that's who we're going to save. I guess like people that said like they seem like they're a burden to humanity, but they just need help, so someone to care for them. That's why we open up all these hospices and all that.
Hospice is like the hospital where they're about to die, right?
Yeah, pretty much. This place is like a place where you just slowly just go off and die. They'll treat you with medicine, most hospices and whatnot. They'll take care of you, like, or have a doctor come in to take care of you.
They just make you like really comfortable before
you go out.
You travel to the other.
That's yeah. This how she ran this shit. You're gonna find out it is not what does this.
It actually reminds me of like a TV show that I saw on Netflix, where like the nuns was actually evil, and they were doing bad things to the patients, and people didn't know it. Only like the people that was getting treated bad knew about it. But
who can they tell?
They couldn't really say anything because
they dying and shit.
They end up dying anyway.
That's sad, man.
But go ahead, talk about these bad people.
Okay, so once in the 1950s, right? This is when she started the Missionaries of Charity. Basically, it's like this Roman Catholic religious thing that she kind of this congregation that she just created. It had like 4,500 nuns, and it was like all these hospices and shit. This whole movement was all from like this is all like in 133 countries, and so she had that. So that's how pretty much where her movement started, and that's when she started collecting all these people who really couldn't make it in society or was being rejected from society. It wasn't until like later on, anyways, I'm sorry, if I jump ahead. She wound up winning like all these damn prizes. Like in '62, she wound up winning the Roman Magsaysay Peace Prize, which was actually a prize that originated in the Philippines. I think it's like the Philippines version of like their Nobel Peace Prize, but it's named after like one of the presidents from like the 50s or something like that.
Why did they give it to her though?
It's Mother Theresa. She going around like people saying like she's healing the sick and whatnot, which in reality, there's nothing on record saying that she's ever healed people, like physically touched them.
It's only word of mouth.
But they do have on record that she has healed people, but it's not in the way that you think. But I'll explain in a second because she went out winning that prize and she won the Nobel Peace Prize. And so there was always these rumors going around saying that she healed people, and on record she never did. The reason why I say on record she never did is because the Catholic Church or the Vatican, right? They keep track of they have like a record keeping group, right? That keeps track of everybody who's a part of the religious community that supposedly performs miracles, right? Say for example, right? Say if I was like get hit by walk the house, like your house, and get hit by a car, right? And Mother Teresa came up to me and like touched me or whatever, and like and I'm healed. They if you claim that you were healed by somebody of the Catholic religion, especially if it's like Mother Teresa, for example, they legit like the Catholic Church has like an investigative team, right? They go to that person and they get their whole story down. Like, hey, okay, what happened? Okay, they talk to the doctors, and how they classify what is considered a miracle is if the specific classifications it has to be. For example, there's a girl who claimed that she was healed by Mother Teresa one time because Mother Teresa was walking around and she bent down, like kissed her on the head, but she had touched Mother Teresa's necklace. At that time, she had just gotten into a car accident and had like a couple broken ribs. The lady claimed that the next day she woke up or a couple days later, her ribs were like completely healed. So the Catholic Church came out and did an investigation. They checked her ribs and they were like, no, it healed. Because they actually put scientific reasoning behind it. They're like, okay, no, your ribs healed at the rate that normal ribs were healed. It's not like you had super healing all of a sudden, so that's not a miracle. But some things that just happened and can't be explained by science. That's when the Catholic Church is like, boom, like you got healed. And science can't even explain it. So, and it defied all logic. So you were healed. She didn't get classified as being a healer really well until after she had died. Like 9 years later after she died, people were like, for example, one person was dying. This lady was dying from like a tumor in her stomach. It was just getting larger and larger. And when she was in the hospital, she said she was laying in bed and she saw like a picture by the window. Now Mother Teresa's already dead and all that, right? But it's a picture of Mother Teresa in the window. Sunlight comes down, hits it, and bounces off of it. She says the sunlight hit her, and then the next day her tumor was gone. And that shit really did happen. And so they gave that for like, okay, she healed her from the afterlife. and some other guy had some kind of like tumor on his brain that was causing fluid to back up. Right before he was about to go into surgery, I guess while he was in bed, pretty much dying, his wife had put a necklace over him that Mother Teresa supposedly once wore. And right when he was about to put him under surgery, he wakes up on the table like, "Oh, don't do it!" And none of that shit. Like he never got the surgery done because what he had wrong with his brain was gone. So and they was like, okay. And since they couldn't figure it out, they was like, okay, that's a miracle.
She's already dead, right?
But she's already dead, yeah. So after those two miracles happen, she gets classified into so her full title now is actually Saint Mother Teresa, Saint Teresa, not Mother Teresa anymore.
Sure, she got awarded as a saint.
As a saint to
after she died
for these two miracles.
Well, the people that got cured, right? They're saying, "Oh, I got cured because I was thinking of Mother Teresa at the time."
Mm-hmm. Or they seen her
what
or
if
something?
like this person, they already have their own guardian angel? It's not even Mother Teresa.
Yeah, she just might be getting the
Like
credit.
the guardian angel's like, "Hey, I'm here to heal you." Other than like, "Oh yeah, Mother Teresa did it." The guardian angel's like, "Man, what the?
That was me, man.
What the fuck, man?
That was me.
Now I gotta light this place up."
You know, and that's
they want credit.
And she got the experience points. So that's basically how it went down.
Bob said, "Is that a real background? Must be hot over there." No.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's a real background.
I'm burning up right now.
But it's always like this. The temperature's the same because I was gonna drop these two lamps off.
It's probably just me today.
Yeah, the temperature's the same. But
Well, I got a lot of hair on my head too, so that's not helping. So let me take this. Actually, I just realized I got a fucking beanie on.
yeah, that's why it's hot.
That's why I'm burning up.
I feel normal.
Yeah, that's why I was burning up. I don't know. I was laying in bed early with a beanie on because it was cold in my apartment.
Bob had to come in here like a train and derail
Derail the whole thing. Damn it, Bob.
Derail the whole thing.
Anyways,
God damn it.
So that's how big Mother Teresa is. Even to this day, like still revered, which is why I think a lot of times this topic doesn't get like enough attention to it because it's kind of like you don't. There's some people you just don't talk about. Mm-hmm. You kind of just let it go.
Yeah, Mother Teresa would be one of those touchy topics because nobody knows that she'd do bad shit.
No,
right? Because when you told me like, "Hey, I'm exposing Mother Teresa," I was like, "What?"
Yeah. He was like, "What the fuck?"
I was like, "What? She's a bad girl?" I'm like, "Let's do this." You know?
Like, what do you know that I don't know? I was like,
I'm down for anything. So I'm like, "Hey, let's see how much of bad shit we can find on her."
And I actually stumbled. Last year I heard about it. I think somebody cracked a joke about like, oh, she was like a fraud or something. And I was like, oh, I was like, wait a minute. And then recently, this channel I watched called Infographic, I think it's called, on YouTube, they did a topic about it, and I was like, oh shit! I was like, I remember hearing about this last year, and I dug deeper, man. And yeah, so we're about to get into that.
Crazy how people they find out all this dirt about you when you die.
And that's what a lot of people were saying, but there's a guy who's actually trying to, two guys in particular, that was trying to expose her while she was still alive. It's just that it fell on deaf's ear because she is such an icon of a being where she actually got she even got like U.S. citizenship. She was granted U.S. citizenship by Bill Clinton. Just like
by Bill Clinton?
By Bill Clinton.
Like what, he just gave it to her?
She didn't have to take no fucking test, no nothing. He's like, hey, you're a U.S. citizen now.
Because she's Mother Theresa.
And it looks good for the president to do that because, you're trying to get the religious people to, you're trying to get them religious votes. So it looks good. The optics look good if you kind of like, if you with the Queen Bee and, hey, she's one of us now, guys. Hey, you win next.
Because the people would be like, why would you make her go through that same shit that we go through?
Yeah, she's above that.
She's special. She's one step, like, almost there to heaven.
Yeah, so, of course, you got to give that backdoor access to be a U.S. citizen.
Bill was like, hey, take this back door real quick. We'll make you a citizen right away.
Right away. So not to mention...
put you on the payroll, too.
I need to look up what year he did that, because if it happened after the Monica Lewinsky scandal, that means he's trying to get right with some people. So yeah, I don't think it was that far, though. I don't think it went that far,
because she died in 96, right?
Oh, 97. Okay, the Monica Lewinsky shit was ended in end of the 90s, so now that would have been in.
Yeah, she died in 96.
Yeah, 96. Yeah, 96.
But don't take my word for it. This is what I kind of remember from watching the YouTube video.
So there was two guys before, right? I want to mention the first guy. So some people starting to come out and say like now that the only reason why people are going after her is because she's dead and she can't defend herself. But like I was saying before, there was two other guys who legit was actually trying to call that shit out. One guy was named as Arope Chatterjee. He's a British Indian guy. He lived out. I can't remember if he lived in Calcutta, or he might just worked out there. But he was a doctor out there at the time, and this might have been in the 80s, I'm assuming, whatever time frame was. But when he was out there working, and he's helping all these people that he was working in.
So what was one of the dirty things that Mother Teresa did? Because we never talked about Not One yet.
Oh no, I'm about to get to it right now
Oh, okay.
because when he was there at this hospital that it's called like the House of Death or something like that.
That was the nickname on the streets.
Or that was like the name on the damn front of the building. Shit, it was called
the House of Death.
Oh, sorry, the Home of Dying. That was the name of it. It's like the Home of Dying. So this doctor right there, Chatterjee, he worked there at some point in time, and he was like, hey, like these people who live here, they're not getting the necessary care they need. Like these people are dying. There's no doctors. These nuns don't know shit about nothing. I'm the only doctors out here. I can't help all these people because the way these buildings are designed, there's 2 big ass rooms, right? And the only reason why this information got out because there was an eyewitness account that was working there at one time, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But these rooms are designed of like 2 big ass rooms, and it's like 50, 60 males in one room, 50, 60 females in another one. There's no chairs. There's only just flat beds, like cots, and then that's it. Really ain't shit else there. No kind of garden, no nothing, no television for these people, no not a damn thing. They're all just stuffed in one room, and then they're stuck there to die. So he made a complaint about it before, and it fell on deaf's ear. So enter this guy. His name is the guy's name is actually Christopher Hitchens. He's this reporter, right? Or I guess he's a jack of all trades, but he's a guy who's like he's always had a grudge against religion. And it goes. I don't know if it goes back to this, but this guy named Christopher Hitchens.
Is it because you don't believe it?
Well, there's something I looked up about it, and I think that came from the grudge from so this is what happened when he was growing up, right? In 1973, Hitchens' mother committed suicide in Athens, and she had made a pact with like some kind of pastor or priest or whatever who had just got like his rank pulled. But I guess he was messing around on the side. But she had took a bunch of pills, killed herself, and the priest slit his wrist. But they both committed suicide together. But they was messing around on the side.
Romeo and Juliet.
That type shit, yes. And he actually went out there and then had to like recover his mom's body and all that. But I think I trying to figure out why he was the way he was, and that's the only thing I could find that was like, okay, I could see why he kind of like hates religion in some type of way now because your mom's messing around with this clergyman and she committed suicide. They had like a suicide pact, and so maybe he might have rubbed him the wrong way.
How many people you think that's like in the religious, like community, like where they don't actually really believe it, but they're just in it like for the benefits?
Just to reap the benefits. A lot more. I think a lot more than what people probably think themselves.
You think it's more than 50%?
I think it's because what else was you doing? Like nobody does anything just for anything. Sometimes it's like you kind of do it for.
So you think more than 50% is actually doing it for a different reason, like something malicious?
Well, not for malicious. No, I mean like just for like I'm just trying to get to heaven type thing. I don't think everybody involved in it. I don't think
they. If they believe it like that, I don't think they understand anything about religion at all.
No, it's. I think some people just want to get their foot in heaven, and
they're the type that they go on the internet and then they think they can go in incognito mode, like you're not gonna get caught. Mm-hmm. Those are the type of people.
But the universe is always watching.
Oh, you can really hide because everything that happens in this world is already you can breathe that shit in the ether. You can run that shit back and watch it back on the replay.
But we got you right here at this time. Boom.
Everything happened.
The universe sees it, man.
Yeah, they can pull that shit back up. There's no need for cameras.
Let's go back to
cameras is modern day, like the technology that we use to look at the past, right? Because we record something like an hour ago and then we can watch it back. Mm-hmm. That's like our way of kind of figuring out how to review the past.
Yeah. The universe is on some other shit.
The universe, everything is recorded. Yes. Everything is like
past, present, future.
Yeah.
So with Christopher Hitchens' my mother passing away, that's the only thing I could find out. But with how he may have a hatred for religion, because he's not an atheist, he's like anti-theist. Like atheist is somebody who doesn't believe in a higher power being, but some atheists can believe they hope for something that's out there, but they just don't really believe it. It's like I hope there's something. I hope I can be wrong that there's nothing out there. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's but I don't think there's anything out there.
What they call them?
That's an atheist right there. Or not specifically an atheist, but some atheists can go in that direction too, right? Christopher Hitchens is actually like an anti-theist where he thinks all form of religion is horrible, is corrupt from head to toe, and he thinks is being abused to a level that is so out of control that they just need to get rid of it altogether. He can't stand religion. He hates it from the bottom to the top. And his number one target was always Mother Theresa. He's like, I know there's something about her. Something's not right. And that's where he winds up coming across.
This is an Indian guy, right?
Chatterjee. The white guy, Christopher Hitchens, is the white guy. Chatterjee is the Indian dude. Oh. So that's how he first got the story about what was going on with these places. And then Christopher Hitchens started this documentary called Hell's Angel, and it's like, and it's on YouTube as well.
Motorcycle Club?
That's what I thought too at first, but it's called Hell's Angel, right? And he got how he did it is he created a documentary, and it's only, like I said, it's on YouTube. It's only 24 minutes long, right? And so it's pretty cut and dry, but the video is basically about from the beginning and the end of how Mother Teresa is this, that, and the third, and it exposes a lot of bullshit. So we're gonna get to that now. What was going on with Mother Teresa and what was going on down there? Like I said, like, so a lot of people that was what this documentary exposes was like there were missionaries from around the world, like Americans or whoever, who were very religious, that would come and they would work in these places, these hospices for Mother Teresa. When they was working there, these missionaries were like, holy fucking shit, there's no doctor here. These nuns don't do shit. Like, there was one guy who witnessed one of the nuns. There was a guy who was in bed paralyzed, right? He can't move and shit. And she was supposed to feed him a specific way, and she fed him, I guess she tried to feed him with a spoon, and he wound up choking on his food and fucking dying. Like, the nurses, like they never had doctors there, they never had nurses, and the nuns barely didn't know anything. And
that sounds like something purposely done. Because
I think
you should know how to fucking feed a human, even like babies, right?
Intentionally, like, I was like,
Come
y'all not training these. Like, one of the guys is like, holy fuck, these nurses don't know anything. Like, when people were dropping dead and dying, or people had diseases, one of the missionaries that worked there, he was like, holy fucking shit, these people can't even tell who, like, they don't have a chart set up to figure out who is terminally ill or who is just sick, but they're not terminally ill. Like, they're not look like, okay, this man's pupils is just dilated. Oh, he's not gonna be able to make it. They had no system set up to figure out if people were terminally ill. So everybody was being treated the same. There was one story of an eyewitness. This lady was like, she was talking about how a 15-year-old boy, right? He had kidney problems, and at first it was just irritating him, and then over time it got worse and worse and worse. She wanted to find out if he'd be treated sooner with some antibiotics, he would have been just fine. But because the nuns let him just sit there day after day after day, his kidneys got worse, and it got to a point he needed surgery. So the missionary lady goes up to the nurse like, hey, like...
Is this in the hospice, though?
This is in the hospice, yeah.
So why would they give him surgery?
But the lady was like, one of the missionaries was like, hey, let me take him, let me put him in a cab, I'll take him to the hospital. Like, because he needs something, because we don't have any doctors here, you guys don't have any nurses. Like, he's dying, he's in pain. He's a 15-year-old kid. And when the missionary lady brings up to the nun, the first thing the nun says is like, well, if we do that for him, we have to do it for everybody else. So he can't go to the hospital. And the kid while I'm dying. And
she said, I just work here.
And she's like, I'm just here. I'm just a nun. I don't know about all this.
And I was like, I did not sign up to do all this, taking care of these people that are about to die anyway.
And then in reality, I don't know. They might have been all in on it because some of the witness of the missionaries, like some of the missionaries I was there, started witnessing how, okay, for example, if you're on their deathbed, they would violate kind of like your religious rights, I guess. Say like you believe in a high power being, whatever it is, but it's not Catholic religion. In your moments of dying, the nuns would do like baptisms over you to change you to Catholic right before you died. So it's kind of like, hey, instead of going to Hindu heaven, you're going to Catholic heaven because we just changed you over to our team. They did weird shit like that. Instead of like they say like people be in pain and be screaming, and they'd be like,
and they convert them,
and they would be doing like baptisms and I'm like, okay, cool, you're on our team, boom, you're dead. And then the person would die now, they're going to Catholic heaven.
You know what's crazy?
And it's fucked up. Like, I'm not even a religious guy, but sorry.
You know what's crazy, like, about religion? Like, let's say, like, all those religions do exist, right? Like, someone who believe in, like, Allah, whatever, right? The Hindu God. Let's say, like, all that is real. Even, like, the Catholic, whatever they believe in is all real. And when you die, you actually do still... like you're still praying to that God.
Yeah, go to the afterlife.
And then the story you were just saying, like, okay, last minute, let's say you were like Muslim, whatever, right? And you're believing your God. Last minute, she converted you. And then when you die, you're like Catholic God now.
Yeah, now you with them. You're like, man, this is not what I was doing my whole life.
And then, like, when you die, you're like, holy shit, they really actually did this, right? Wouldn't you freak out and be like, holy shit, it's a real thing? Like, you can actually fucking really convert people?
You'd be like, holy fuck, like, and they was doing it without, like, people's free will, because there were stories where people would be in the bed unconscious, like, dying, and they'd be just like,
with the little code and shit.
The little Catholic thing, they got probably a little cup or whatever with the incense burning in it. I don't know what it's called, but
black ice.
Yeah, black ice. They got black ice in it. They just and they converting you over, and then you spend your entire life worshiping this one God, and you're like, man, who is this?
Like, what the fuck?
Why
this is
this
the wrong church?
Why does this God have long white hair? What is this? And Now you stuck there for eternity. So a lot of people start going with the theory. Well, not a lot of people, but some people was going with the theory. Well, I'm putting it like this. After a while, a lot of people was going to the theory that she's not out there, and Mother Teresa was well aware of these operations and what was going on. Like for example, a lot of the people that was assisting there, they would reuse needles on the patients there too.
That's what I heard.
Yes, reusing dirty ass old needles.
So all they were doing, like when they're using needles on people, right? Mm-hmm. They're done using the needle on you, and then they'll wash it under water.
Cold water.
And then use it on Raphael when they're done.
Yep.
Raphael's like, hey, man, you just washed that in water. You didn't use alcohol or nothing.
Like, you should have fucking threw the shit away. But they didn't even put alcohol on it.
Yeah.
So ain't no telling what type of diseases they was spreading, because it was a disease-ridden place.
So they did get confronted with that.
Yes.
What I read and stuff. And then they're like, well, like, so what? It's almost like they're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of washing it?
Yeah.
Or, like, sterilizing it?
Yeah, they had, like, sinks that had, like cloths in it. They had, like, shit all over it. But this, like human shit would be on cloths, right? But the same sink they was cleaning the needles off of, there would be shit rags in it.
Yeah.
And
like in a restaurant.
Yeah. God, please don't say that.
Bob says holy water, big difference. So they're washing with holy water. So if you wash needles in holy water,
you're good.
You can actually sanitize it like that.
There you go. I didn't think of that.
Because it's holy water.
You working for them, Bob? Why'd you say that? I didn't even think of that.
Is that acid? No, holy water.
Holy water, bitch. So what was that? Oh yeah, so people started calling out. Oh yeah, so with the needles, not proper healthcare. So people started questioning Mother Teresa. Well, nobody was really questioning Mother Teresa except for Christopher Hitchens, which he did at one time, and he asked her like, "Hey, like what?" Because he said he would camp outside of her house for days on end, try to wait for her to come out so he can get an interview with her. Christopher Hitchens, the guy who hates like all levels of religion, finally gets like interview with her, and he asked her like these questions of, like, "Hey, like why doesn't these places have actual health care, and why don't they have doctors and all that, and
like real doctors,
like real motherfucking doctors that could help these people?" Because there's some people that could have been saved, but you weren't allowing these people to be saved. You seem like you just
you want them to die.
Because there was times where there's a story where a guy who was getting his foot amputated and he had no antibiotics or no kind of painkillers, no nothing. He was just took off his toe that was infected and he's screaming all the time, but they didn't like put any kind of like chemical inducement or anything. It's just man screaming, toe getting cut off, and then that's it. Some people was always referring to like as the house of sorrow, the house of suffering. Mm-hmm. This was the shit that went down there. And so when she was confronted about this, Mother Teresa would wind up explaining that, you know what, hey,
it is what it is.
I mean, but we're not social workers, you know. We made this place for them to die. I mean, it's in the title. Like we don't come at us like we're supposed to save these people. That's not our job. Our job is to help them pass on to the next life. The thing is, and you know, cool, fine, whatever. That could be that or what it is. But the thing is, though, Mother Teresa was getting millions, if not probably, I assume billions of dollars in revenue from basically she got most of her donations came from America, so Western America, and a lot of them came from like white religious people. Were sending like millions and millions of dollars to Mother Teresa, to wherever her hospices were at. Millions, I think probably even billions of dollars she probably had, because they said that the money that she had in this one bank was like some amount of $1 billion. But if the money had been removed from the bank would have had to shut down, because that money had like the amount of money that bank said she had in her account from Mother Teresa, like all the funds she collected. They said like if they would remove it, the bank would have collapsed like financially, because they technically didn't have that money in its possession. They just got, you know.
That's how banks work.
So that's why you can't like take the shit out, because like if you don't take the money, I'll take out, you know.
That's why money's fake.
Yeah, it's like that's exactly what I thought of when I read that too. I was like,
let's say you own $1 trillion in this bank, right? Let's say you go to the bank like, hey, let me pull $1 trillion. This bank be like, hey man, calm the fuck down. Like chill.
It's not real.
Chill.
Man.
We can do $1 million. What the fuck you talking about, $1 trillion?
Trillion? You crazy?
So, but you guys are worth like $7 trillion. Like, chill. It doesn't work like that. But hold on, I got to pee so bad.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Be right back, guys.
We'll be back. All right.
We are back.
All right.
Wait, what did Bob say? She says, but in the missionary, why are they treating people? They're not a hospital. Why are they using needles?
That is true.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, why are they're not trained nurses or nothing? Like, why are they using needles? Like, what they're treating them? Like, what they're trying to keep them alive as long as they can or something?
I'm not sure, because it seemed like they were trying to get as many people killed as possible. at least to me. Look, all right. Before I continue, I think I said this every episode, but I have this huge conspiracy theory that I think there's an elite of people around this planet who worship something, and it ain't what the hell. Like, we don't even know it exists, but they worship something, and I think they're trying to sacrifice as many people as they can to this whatever fuck creatures out there, some Lovecraft monster. I feel like they're sacrificing people. That's always been my theory, because some things just don't make sense to me.
So they're sacrificing them to like a
Something they saying is God. I'm just saying that's just me, because it's
like a monster.
So
you talking about monster?
Like Cthulhu or some shit. I don't like. I don't know why I say that is because you creating a place and you're wanting these people to die. You're not trying to help these people. You like. First of all, she received billions of dollars in donations globally, right?
Billions or millions?
I would say billions, because the Vatican, like all the money she got, right? When after she passed away, and they were trying to figure out, okay, why the fuck? Wait, where did all this money go? That's all these donations she's getting. Where's all this money going? Because only 7% of the billions of dollars she got was going to the hospices. Where's the rest going? Well, after she died, the Vatican got all that damn money. Got all that shit. And they won't release any type of information about how much they got. But they got all the monies, all of that shit, everything.
So what you think they did with it? You think they started buying like organizations?
They're building a Jesus spaceship to get off planet Earth. I don't know. That money just whatever they pushing. That's when the money. Whatever's like the main agenda, that money probably just went to it. The kids, whatever. I mean,
I think most of it went to science.
I can see that too. Religious science or something.
Because they knew like there's another side, but they wanted to team up with science to figure out if they can get there without actually dying.
Yeah.
Because here's one thing about the Vatican. They have a satellite up in Hawaii. You know what they named that satellite?
Jesus.
No, like Lucifer.
Yeah. Oh, we talked about this before. I think
It's like a Lucifer. No, not satellite. My bad. Telescope.
Yeah, the telescope. There you go. That's
Telescope.
the thing. Yeah. Thank you.
They put at like the highest mountain, like in Hawaii, the best spot to put like a telescope. They put a telescope right there, and it's named after the fucking devil god.
And what exactly are they looking for? Why would religious people be looking for space?
There's another thing about the Vatican and the Pope people. They already realized that aliens is a real thing, and they said in public, like, yeah, this could be a real thing, and we're not saying this fake anymore. Like, we believe like there's other life forms out there, and because I think they know shit's about to hit the fan, and they're just trying to cover up their footsteps, saying like, oh, like, you know, there is other beings in other planets.
Or either their alien overlord was like, you can tell them about us now. You can just run with it now. Like, okay, the big guy said we can talk about it. We can talk about it now.
Tread lightly.
Tread lightly, though. Like, choose your words wisely. Like, and there was like a lot. Well, Christopher Hitchens, like I said, the guy who fucking hates religion, he kind of figured out how with Mother Theresa was running things the way that it was, though, right? Was because he compared it to like medieval like religious times, because back then during the medieval times, religion was like off the fucking chain, had a whole lot of wild shit going on, and back then during medieval times they were telling
the arrows off my bed.
They were telling like during medieval times, the church would tell rich people like, hey, you know what? We know you're rich. You can't do a lot to help people, I guess, whatever. But if you want to buy your way in heaven, donate to our charities. And so churches would receive all this massive amount of money. This during medieval times, right? It was this term called indulgence, where basically like you're paying your way into heaven. And a lot of these people think it's going to a good cause, but the church they're not going to tell you where it's going to. Christopher Hitchens says that's what it felt like what Mother Teresa and the Vaticans were doing with her. Like, pushing her out, collect as much money as you can, but and most of the money she was collecting was from America. That's almost every bit of money came from America. So it's like she played this thing of where, hey guys, rich white Americans, I'm helping these poor black and brown people who are sick and dying, and it probably makes you feel bad, but it'll make you feel a little bit better if you give us some money. And that's why this times I don't even donate anymore, but when I used to, I'll be like, hey, you know what? This kind of makes me feel good. I'm actually just helping in some kind of little way, like $1. But after a while, I'm like, holy fuck, they take a percentage out of that shit. And how much is really going to...
You're talking about like in a grocery store when you donate?
Yeah, or like Walgreens or some shit. And like when you donate, they take a percentage out of that dollar or whatever how much you donate. Not the store itself, but whatever religious, not religious, but whatever charity is running it. They take a profit. They take a certain amount of that dollar, and so say like maybe 20 cents goes to the charity that they was actually talking about, and the rest goes to the actual charity itself. They do weird shit like that, but that's what
That's what I was thinking about, like what grocery store do. Like when you say donate, like when people donate, right? It actually pays off like their taxes.
Yeah, you can claim it. Yeah,
that goes for the store tax, like whatever they have to pay.
Oh, for real? I know
It's
that.
just rumor.
Okay, so it's like if they carry the charity,
Yeah, so because what?
that makes sense though.
Like they say, hey, you wanna donate to so and so charity? Because they can make up their own charity.
You can make up anything.
Like, hey, you want to give up to like the 12 kids in Africa charity? Like, hey, just donate. You can donate like as low as 12 cents or whatever. Like,
12 cents a day.
Put $1 on that. Like, okay. And then they take all that donation money, right? They use it to pay the taxes that they're supposed to pay. So
I can see that
they
too.
don't get hit hard because they're getting hit with like they're using the donation money to pay it.
And if there's anything I've learned about rich people, especially over here, they fucking hate paying taxes. So I could definitely see that being finessed in that fashion. And so Christopher Hitchens, that's what he was saying too. He's like, hey, Mother Teresa and the Vatican, you guys, only 7% of your money is going to these hospices.
70 or
7% of your money is going to the hospices. What the fuck's going on? You guys are treating religion like it's medieval times. Like you're getting money from rich white Western, basically like they targeted like the Western hemisphere, I guess, of the world, which is basically America, and that's where they pulled all their money in. And it's like, yo, and a lot of people, these people that they was getting money from, and they was getting money from like evangelical. Like, she was cool, like this one evangelical, right? Who he had gave her like millions of dollars. I think he was like this big evangelical dude in California, I think it was. Rich white dude, old guy. He was giving a shit ton of money to Mother Teresa. They always hanging out, being buddy. But then he got caught up in his fucking scam, where he was actually like skimming money off the top of a lot of shit. And basically, like all the money that he was giving Mother Teresa, he was stealing it from other shit, and he wound up going to prison for it. So another thing that Chris Hitchens,
like a double scam.
Yeah, like double scam. So you stealing money and then you giving stolen money to Mother Teresa, and I highly doubt the Vatican's are going to give that money back.
Credit cards work too.
Yeah, oh, really?
That's how banks work too.
Hey, get that money. Get that money.
Like, hey, people want to store money in your bank. And your bank, like what? How much money your bank got?
For real.
It's almost like the same thing that's happening now with cryptocurrency. I don't want to talk about it though, but there's something big going on right now. And I know Jeremy know about it.
We'll talk about it.
There's one big thing, like people, they sell their coins to get into a different currency, and that currency has no fucking value.
No value. And then you just wasted how much time on that?
Like right now, because it can crash or whatever. Like it's difficult to explain. But
Yeah, we could say that for another time though.
Bob says she donated to a charity, and then she got a pretzel, right? And she put the pretzel on a car, and the wind blew that shit off. Did you blow it and still eat it?
Wait, they gave you a pretzel for donating?
Yeah.
I've never heard of them giving food.
She donated to a charity that happens to be like a pretzel company. Like here's a pretzel.
Here's your free
Bob
pretzel.
donated like 12 cents.
And got a pretzel for
And
cheap.
then the people gave the pretzel like, here's your pretzel.
And how did it fly out the window then? It just-
She put it on top of the car. And then
Oh,
it
you
blew
forgot.
off.
Oh, you forgot about it.
Yeah. Bob says no. But continue, Chris. Oh, she bought the pretzel. Oh, as charity, she bought the pretzel.
Oh, okay.
But then the pretzel place, they donated to the whatever they did.
To certain. Oh yeah. So I'm trying to think what I was at. Oh yeah. So yeah, Christopher Hitchens, he winds up saying like, "Hey, you guys are running this shit like medieval times. Was all this money going? Vatican ain't released no information about it, and they never will." And he also wound up coming out. Christopher Hitchens also, like, he came out with the documentary Hell's Angels, and then he came out with this book called The Missionary Position, something of Mother Teresa, which is a dope ass title for a fucking book. But
About Mother Teresa.
It's got The Missionary Position, but it was like another book just kind of like bashing the institution of how the Vatican is just running this shit, and they're playing a long con of they knowing who the fuck they're trying to get money from at this point, and then they're not like, basically, like he said that Mother Teresa she's not a friend to the poor. She's a friend to poverty. Like, she don't care about trying to help poor people or nothing like that. That's what he's trying to get across. She never really cared about helping poor people. It's all about exploiting it. Oh. And that's why you want to keep the machine going, because with all the money she got, she could have helped many people in them hospices and many people around the world, but she didn't. So that's what he's saying, like, well, if you got the ability to do this shit, what are you doing it for? And what is it? Like if you clearly work for the Vatican, you built all these churches and you want to bring these people in, and it's like, do you not trying to help these people out at all? And he called out, and I think a lot of shit he was trying to put out there was getting swept under the rug because she got this force field around her. But as time goes on, most people probably don't even know who she is anymore. Like I said, if you ask a Zoomer right now, they probably wouldn't even know who the hell she is. It'd be like, I heard of her, but I don't know nothing about her. But I think as time goes on, it's going to be less people defending her.
There's no bad paint about her. Like,
yeah, nobody.
If you would talk about Mother Teresa, nobody would be like, oh yeah, she's a bad girl.
Nobody would ever agree with that. Ever. That's why I was nervous to even pick this shit too. I was like,
yeah, because I didn't know. Like, I thought, okay, she was like cool people. She does this cool shit, and that's that.
Well, and this is another thing too that she was asking in the interview, which I thought this was like some Thanos level type talking shit. So she said that when the poor were suffering and dying, she said they should consider it as a gift from God, because that's how Jesus died. So because Jesus was crucified and he suffered for it, the poor should be thankful to feel like
that type of pain.
That type of pain too.
Because Jesus did that.
Yes, and some people, and that's when the guy was like, okay, she's a fucking masochist. She likes seeing people suffer, but you can never tell with this fragile old lady. But she said wild shit, like she's talking like she's fucking Thanos, man, like straight up. Like,
that's what happened when you
get that powerful, man.
That's what happened when you get, humans that type of power, man. They start making up shit like that,
dude, and creating their own rules to shit that the shit didn't even need to exist in the first place.
Oh, you're suffering? Oh, man, you should be thankful because Jesus suffered just like that.
Which he did call her out too back in. She died in 96, right? 96, 97?
I don't know.
Well, in the times leading up to her death, because he came out with the documentary Hell's Angel in 94. When he finally got a chance to talk to her and shit like that too, he basically kind of like okay. So he criticized her because leading up to the days of her dying, she was getting like the best healthcare fucking money could buy. She had a pacemaker, all this shit. And so Christopher Hitchens was like, bitch, like you letting people suffer and you say it's a gift, but you're trying to alleviate on yourself. You're going to this hospital, you're getting good healthcare, and you got a pacemaker. Like you're fighting to stay alive even longer, but you telling everybody else it should be a gift. Like you're a hypocrite. And
so he was saying she should suffer too?
He's saying like, why if you feel like it's good enough for like, it's like why would you want people to suffer, but not saying like you should suffer, but it's like why do you feel like it's good enough for you to receive this type of care, to get this health care, get this pacemaker, but you got millions of people down the world and around the world dying in your hospices, and you're not trying to get any kind of doctors in that motherfucker. You ain't trying to get them no kind of like people getting amputations, ain't trying to get no medicine. Like why you feel like you should like they have to suffer, but you shouldn't. Basically, that's what he's saying, and. Yeah, that's just how it works.
Well, she's playing different cards.
Yeah, she's playing with a different deck. Yeah, it's different for her.
Yeah, it's hard. Like,
she makes it seem like she's worthy.
In the end of the day, like, still, you cannot help everybody. Mm-mm. It's
and
almost
I do
like
get that.
with the dog-eat-dog world, man. You almost have to just look out for yourself at the end of the day.
I get that.
Like, Mother Teresa, she's like, man, I'm a baller. I'm going to try to survive as long as I can.
And that's basically what she was kind of coming out with, saying, like, hey, look, we ain't social workers. They come to us. We're not grabbing them off the street. They coming to us, and so that's what a lot of defenders of her say. Like, you know what? They came there just they didn't want to die on the streets. They would rather die in a place of like Mother Teresa's or whatever. And so that's basically what was happening. And
what other bad thing that she did? Because that sounds kind of normal. That can actually happen even today.
Oh no, for her, that was
what's some bad naughty things I want to know that Mother Teresa did? Because I heard that she.
Let me hear from you then, because I'm going to go through my shit.
She made the Pope eat her ass out.
Let's hear this shit, because I don't know about that.
I'm just playing, but go ahead.
I was like, let me hear this, Juice, because I was
trying to
hype it up a little bit.
Yeah, hype
yeah, no. A lot of her shit was just like she just didn't give a fuck about a lot of things, and maybe in the grand scheme of what we talk about on the show, what she does is pretty light in comparison to other shit we've talked about. But it's just that she's such a revered figure, and then you find out and we talked about Vatican many times on this damn show.
The Vatican.
The Vatican.
Yeah.
We talked about them plenty of times on this show. So it's like she was like their number one agent, if you will, in some ways, because you're out there. You're not out there to help people. You're there to convert people to be Catholic. But you're doing it in their moments when they're dying. Like, you're not trying to help these people. You're trying to get more people on your team, like at the last minute, when the clock is running out. So, so at the end of all that, so funny story. I don't think anybody knows this too. So leading up to the day, so before Mother Teresa died, they performed an exorcism on her because they thought she was possessed by the devil. Did you hear about this? Okay, so
why was she showing signs of like being?
She was having normal shit happen to her.
Was she flying or was she talking in like a deep voice?
No, so like leading up to it, she winds up rolling out the bed one day.
Rolling off the bed?
Like roll out the bed. She rolls out the bed and she falls, hits the ground.
Yeah.
And she breaks her collarbone. And she's like, okay, well, I got to cancel my trip because she had a flight. She had a plan that day to fly back to Calcutta.
That's just a story.
Oh, that's just like
nobody rolls out of bed to break their collarbone. That's
but she old though. She old as shit. So I mean, just is.
Nope, I don't believe that.
But that's
the story.
The story goes that she rolled out of bed, she broke her collarbone, and she had to cancel her trip to Calcutta because she had to go to one of her charities out there to collect $12 million and shit like that. So it's like, okay, she was gonna go out there, grab big money, store it into the bank account or whatever she got, and then keep it moving. So all these things happened to her. She got sick again. I think she caught tuberculosis again or something like that. But she was getting sick, more sick and sick and sick. And when she ended up in the hospital, this priest who was like 75 years old, she was like, this priest, like I said, he's old man too. So he's like, oh my God, she is being tortured right now. Like, why is this happening to her? She's a saintly woman. Like, the only way this could all be happening to her is that she's possessed by the devil. Because I guess they say like at night she'd be laying in bed, she'd be like thrashing around and shit, throwing punches, whatever.
Cocksucker.
Yeah, like in bed screaming, throwing punches, and some other stuff be happening. And so I think like a week before she passed away, they did like a couple of weeks, they performed the exorcism on her in secret. Because they had like paparazzis outside the hospital, like, oh, Mother Teresa, she's in the hospital. She's going to make it, da-da-da. And they think like she's in there for like real world shit. And people out there just praying and stuff. But inside, they were performing exorcism like, get out of her, you demon. And then so they performed the exorcism on her. And then she wound down like a couple weeks later after that. But they said like she just passed away peacefully in her sleep. And then they said like, they say like when she passed away, they saw like a halo, like this halo and looking energy come out of her head. And then just spread out and then boom.
Who said that? The people in the room?
It was like a nurse / whatever. That was what eyewitness said. The priest who was there, he was 70.
Be real. I don't know.
They said her energy just dispersed and that was it. But so this is like, I know it doesn't seem like it's a lot with like kind of crazy shit that's going on with her, but I feel like this is kind of like the beginning of some more shit going to come out about what the fuck was going on.
She's not bad then.
She kind of just played with it.
She just held like a bad hospital.
But the thing is, though, a lot of people was like, now starting to get to a point, and this is what I think is like, you are in this position where you have like the most influential person on the planet. Like, it seems a little bit fucking crazy if you're gonna just have people come here and you're not helping them to, like, people like these people aren't like some people who showed up there weren't gonna die immediately. They could have got the help that they needed. It's just that they show up there, and if they were terminally ill, you should have had them transported to a hospital and let them be taken care of. But you over there waiting, letting them die, and then nuns performing fucking baptisms on them and shit. It's like,
so she's not bad then.
Like, what are you? That is horrible. If I was a religious person and I believe in this God that I believe in my entire life, and I'm dying in that place, and instead of like 911, can you pick him up and help him? Y'all trying to get me on y'all team? I'll be fucking heated. I'm like, yo, what y'all doing? Like, this ain't what I signed up for. And I think that's fucked up. It seems like it's just a big ass scam to me how she ran things. And then let's say for shits and giggles.
I mean, but when you think about it, the hospitals are not going to hold these people.
Man,
they had to be stored somewhere. All the sick people. They were going to die anyway.
Not every single one of them was going to die that showed up though. Like the 50-year-old boy who had
So why'd they show up then?
They probably thought it was like, I can get medical help from here because I don't have to pay or something, or maybe it might be a religious thing.
I'd be cool with that. I'd be like, man, let me go to Mother Theresa Hospital.
Fuck that. That place is probably
and then when
horrible.
they're about to inject you, be like, hey, stop. No injections, please. Let me die in peace. I can use the restroom on my own.
And that'll be it.
Yeah, I was like, let me just die in peace. Don't inject me and make it worse, you know?
I might be trying to alleviate the
I'll
pain.
slap that shit out of the damn nun's hand.
Oh no! Oh, as far as a nun trying to do that shit, no. I don't know.
There ain't no nurses in there.
That's the saying. So I don't want no shot. That's the saying.
Even...
I don't want no shot from them. Like, get the fuck away from me.
I'll slap that shit so fast.
Bob says, that's selfish. Yes, it's fucking insane. I don't like that. I don't.
She said that like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I missed it.
It might be something else.
My bad. No, it's just how it's ran. Is like, even though I'm not a religious person and I don't subscribe to any religion.
But you subscribe to YouTube channels?
Yes, all day, every day, man. You know I'm subscribed to over 1,000 channels now?
Damn, but you don't subscribe to religion?
I know.
I guess they need a YouTube channel.
I guess you guys need to get a YouTube channel. Sorry.
You go somewhere, right?
But I even though I'm not behind religion, I think it's a fucking system a lot of times where it's corrupt, and I think they abuses people's faith a lot of times. I don't mind religion. Like I've said this before. I do feel like it's a good anchor. It can be used for good. There's a lot of good lessons in it sometimes too. If people don't try to mix it and twist it into any kind of evil ass way they want it to be, I do feel like that is a good way to anchor people down in reality or something. Because I feel like if you don't believe in anything, you do kind of lose your grip on reality. I've been down that road before where I was kind of like, I don't believe in none of this shit, and it's a scary thing to feel sometimes. So I can get why some people need to latch on to something more than just this outside of what we live in. Like, there's got to be something better out there after all this is done. So I get that. And like I say, even though I'm big on religion, I hate when people take advantage of that shit, because you're taking people advantage of people whose generations of families have probably believed in this, or there's been times like this simple thing that keeps them up every day, that helps them wake up from bed. You're abusing that to get more money, and I've never been a fan of that. So
yeah, the people that use religion to exploit it.
That's fucking horrible.
That's wrong.
I hate it.
Yeah. But even if you don't like believe in nothing, dude, when you die, you're gonna go somewhere.
No, it's gonna go somewhere.
Even if you don't believe in that, you'd be like, oh, okay, I guess this is it.
And I was an atheist at one point, and now I'm just kind of a person who's like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with saying that, because I feel
nothing wrong. Like, it's not your fault.
Yeah, and I feel like we're not even in a position to even understand what's after this, and maybe we're not ready for it. But there's people out there who think they got all the answers of what's on this other side, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with being like, I don't know.
Yeah,
because it keeps you.
If you've never seen it, you don't know it, you don't feel it, then it's not your fault.
It keeps you open minded about any type of suggestion or somebody who wants to bring to you. Like, you'll listen to it. Where I feel like if you already think you know what's on the other side, you're not going to want to listen to anybody else's shit, because you think like my way's right. So I feel like it's the best way some people should move when it comes to stuff like this.
Like, I know a way to show you guys, but I mean, that's you guys got to say, hey, okay, let's do it.
So I can show you, but you...
Yeah, like, I can really show you. That's like my different point of view. Like, I'm not a religion guy like that, but I can show you.
There's other answers, though.
And then you can take it how it is. Like, okay, like, is this really how the other side is, you know?
I can get you close to that point.
Yeah, you can see it.
I can at least get you to look out the window and be like, oh, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I can see you to fucking think differently.
Yeah.
Think outside of every single religion that existed.
Yeah.
Let you see it different. Like, even if you're atheist or whatever, when you come out, you'll be like, holy shit, there's another side. I don't know what the fuck it is, but there is something else.
I think that's what changed it for me, too, was my trip. Mm-hmm. When I came out of it, my first reaction was like, immediately my brain changed to, fuck, I just don't know. I don't think I can't even say what I can't say. There's nothing out there. I can't say there is. I was like, I don't know.
It's the same like me too.
It's
even though like I've seen like a lot of very profound shit in visions. Still today, I don't know. I can't say, hey, this God is the right God. I'm not seeing anything clear like that.
Yeah,
it's not clear like, hey, you know, the Catholic God, like the Jesus Christ and stuff, like that's the right one. I never saw anything like that.
Yeah, no. Jesus
Here's
on a
one
tortilla.
thing I did see, though. It's a lot of Egyptian stuff. So take it how it is. Maybe you guys see the same shit, too, you know?
I mean, yeah.
There's something about Egypt. It's like they know something.
Everybody has
their shit's different, man. It hit different.
I think everybody has like their own path to walk, you know? So you'll see shit differently, but it's still the same path. It's just your customized path, I guess. So I'm waiting to see some wild shit one day, too, where I'm going to be like, oh, shit, Billy had the same type of experience. But mine's going to be like, fuck, I used to be a Martian or something. I don't know, but I was never from Atlantis, but I'm going through the same
We all stem from the same thing, though.
All from one
Yeah.
thing.
We all have a collective mind. But let me take a leak real quick, and then I'm going to do like some small news.
Okay.
Hola, guys. What's going on?
What's up?
Welcome back. All right, next topic. You're done with Mother Teresa, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So she's actually a good person.
No.
She's just kind of greedy, which is normal human behavior. She made millions of dollars.
I want to know why they having all these people in this place.
She didn't really give a fuck about poor people or people that were sick.
Yeah, that's a bad person.
Okay, but yeah.
But I actually saying no, that's kind of like normal people shit though.
Normal people shit.
Yeah,
she wasn't
I
evil.
feel you.
I thought she did like really bad shit, like fucking had sex with Bill Clinton.
No, man. Now this is more grounded reality. This is as for right now because like I said, this.
Wait, that wouldn't be bad either.
No, I actually thought you were gonna say a child, but
I thought she was killing people.
no. As far as
Well,
we know.
maybe she might have killed people.
Yeah, that sounds like she sent them on their way out. That's for sure.
It's like, Raphael, you're gonna die anyway.
Here's a dirty needle. I don't know. I feel like this is a story right now that is gonna start growing more and more. I just want to be the first ones to talk about it before the shit blows up in the internet and everybody's running with these stories. Just remember, we were the one of the first ones to talk about it. The end.
All right. Next story. Well, not really a story. I want to talk about this one Hindu god called Ganesha, which is this statue I got like right here.
This beautiful.
You guys can't see it, but you can look it up. Ganesha. It's like an elephant head god with 4 arms. You guys know about this god, right?
This is the first time I've heard of it.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, so
I've seen the elephant god, but I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that was the same one though.
Okay, so this is one of the gods that's the most recognized outside of India.
Okay.
Like in the Philippines, everywhere. In my country, every other country, they know, like, if you look at a god, right, with the elephant head, like, oh, yeah, that's like one of the Hindu gods.
I never knew they had 4 arms though. That's the thing. I think this thing I don't remember.
Well, there's paintings of him, like, with 6 arms.
Okay.
There's paintings of him with 12 arms.
So I have seen him before then. Okay.
But Ganesha, it's a boy god, right? He's actually the son of Shiva.
Okay.
Shiva, the god of destruction. I don't know the wife name, I forgot. But Shiva, the god of destruction, they gave birth to Ganesha,
Damn, so
the
he's
god with the elephant head.
He's got a badass mom.
Here's the story behind this, right? So his son, he was a normal boy at this time, right? Shiva told him to watch the bathroom. Don't let anybody go to the bathroom, right? So he let somebody go to the bathroom. Then Shiva found out. He was like, oh, shit. So Shiva fucking bust his own son's head. Human head, right? Bust his head off. His head came off. Then Shiva was like, oh, shit. Panicking, right? He was like, somebody find me like the nearest dead animal and get me the head before, the wife find out.
So
Shiva told all, like, I guess his workers, like, hey, go find like the closest like person that was already dead, get their head, and then give it to me. I'll bring him back to life because he's a god.
yeah.
Shiva's a god. So they end up finding like an elephant that just died. They took his head, put it on his boy's head. So that's how this is the story and how he got the elephant head, why he got the trunk and everything. And
Because I did think about it. I was like, well, Shiva looks like more of a humanoid, human type god.
yeah,
So how she ended up with an elephant baby? But I guess that explains it.
well, Shiva's a dude though.
I mean, sorry, Shiva. I'm thinking about Kali. My fault. Sorry.
Kali.
Kali's the 2-armed chick with the blue skin and shit. She's Indian god.
Oh, there's another god.
So that's sorry. I was thinking about Kali.
got
My
so many
fault.
gods.
Sorry. Too many. Damn. So his head got knocked off, got replaced with the elephant, and then
Got replaced with the elephant with
Okay.
4 arms. Yeah.
Now you said something before with the rat thing. Are you gonna mention that too?
Oh yeah. Okay, so Ganesha, right? He's the lord of good fortune. He provides like prosperity, fortune, and success.
Okay.
So this god, he's actually like one of the gods that work for the common people.
Okay.
Like people like me and you and stuff. Like
normal
this
folk.
is fortune for us. Like he can put obstacles in your way to teach you a lesson because you're going to the wrong path, and he can remove obstacles. He's like the god of removing obstacles out your way.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, you don't have to have this statue in your house or whatever. Like, you can.
Yeah. How would you get his subscription?
I don't know. You just.
Gotta believe. I would assume that would be.
I guess. I mean, I don't know, but But here's the gods that put the obstacles in your way, and he's the one that removes it. Like if you're just struggling, you're like, oh man, all I see is like fucking rocks in front of your way, speed bumps. Like, why am I going through so many speed bumps? It's because he put that shit there. Because you're like, hey, you're not doing things right. Let me put more things in your way so you can fucking figure it out, you know?
Figure out another path.
Yeah, then it'll be like a big speed bump to where like, hey, we're going to give you this one speed bump. And then you're just in prison for like 20 years.
Damn. Jesus.
Because it's like, this dude, he needs 20 years to fucking learn his lesson.
He just doesn't get it.
Right.
He doesn't get it.
So you'll just learn your lesson to be like, boop, he'll take the speed bumps out, and then he'll be like, here's the success, here's the fortune. You went through it all. Like, here you go, enjoy. Like, this is for you now. Like, he's helping us.
My child, this is for you.
Yeah, he's one of those gods. He keep you in check, and he'll help you.
Helps you grow, sounds like.
Yeah.
So I put these obstacles in the way, because I would assume if he's not doing it for evil reasons, if you're a god that's going to put obstacles in the way, it would help build up character once you overcome it.
Yep.
So I can see that. Shout out to him.
Yeah, so you guys...
Not to mention, too, the whole rat thing. Maybe it's like maybe that's kind of connected to that, too. It's kind of like he overcame his fear with, like you were saying, with the rat or something.
Yeah, like overcoming like fears and stuff. Like the rat, if you look at the statue like really close, there's like a little rat like on his foot.
It's really cool. Tiny little.
If you look at other paintings of Ganesha, you can see like the god riding on a big rat. And that's him overcoming like his fears of rats. Because if you think about elephants, they're scared of rats. But other people can say like, oh, elephants, they're scared to step on rats because they don't want to kill animals. You can look at that like both ways.
Yeah, you can go either way.
Like they'll be scared, or they'll be like, oh, I'm scared to step on him.
Yeah.
Because they believe like rats as like gods.
Because they usually like cartoons would be like, oh shit, and they'd be like trying to tiptoe around rats and shit.
Yeah, or like if you look at like the Indian culture, like they feed rats and everything. They don't touch rats. They look at rats as like reincarnation of gods.
Really?
Yeah, like if you go and look at documentaries on India, like when they do like religious like ceremonies and stuff, they have like this whole ceremony just worshiping rats.
God.
And they'll put rats.
Damn.
I mean, they put like milk all over like the temple and
To
stuff.
feed the rats and shit.
And then the rats would just be fucking chilling, eating, drinking all the milk, doing everything.
I thought they
taking
worship
shit on them.
I thought they worship. Well, I know they worship cows out there. I know that. That's like sacred animals, so they don't even.
Yeah, they don't touch cows.
Eat burgers and nothing. They treat them like good. Right? Well, America, we fuck them up, but they get treated like royalty over there.
The only animal that the whole world would agree on that they can eat, you know what it is?
Oh, give me a second. Everybody can eat. That everybody that can
That
eat
they agree on, they'd be like, yeah, we'll fuck that shit up.
a fish.
Chicken.
Yeah, okay, a chicken. I don't know. I was about to say a pig, but I was like, no, because Muslims don't eat pork. So yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, chicken is the animal they all agree on that they can kill.
Yeah, nobody likes chicken. They're assholes. Like fuck them.
Yeah. Well, fish too. Like
Fish can be assholes. Yeah.
No, they're
fish
not assholes, but they can. Anybody can eat fish.
Yeah, it's just. Is nothing really bad about eating a fish? Really, it's not like fattening and just. Either you like it, you like the taste, or you don't.
Like the mercury.
You like the all that. All that mercury.
But yeah, so Ganesha, like he associated with the first chakra, which is like one of the energy chakras. Like the first one would be like, and I think it starts in the foot.
Okay.
So he would represent that. And what's crazy about like this Ganesha thing, right? Like they have ceremonies like that stretches from August to September. And what's crazy, like I randomly like thought about getting this statue because I always wanted this statue, and then I happened to get it like in August, so that came in like yesterday.
Yeah.
So it fit right into the ceremony, like what they celebrate, like Ganesha.
Right on time, man.
To like September. So I was like, holy shit, like.
And new background.
Yeah, and new background. I was like, okay, let's put this guy in here.
Mother Theresa, is that you up there? You hooking us up?
It's almost like we're running on the vinyl track.
Yeah, we are. Right?
Like it's hitting that area where it's happening, man. Like things happen.
We out here.
We have no control. Like
that's it. Now
nobody tell me to get that.
Enjoy the ride now.
Right? It's so crazy.
That's dope. I didn't know all this stuff about him.
Yeah. That's why he's like one of the most popular gods because
I've definitely seen him now.
He's the most chillest gods.
Chill shit. More chill than Buddha? Buddha be...
Who's that? I don't know.
I don't know. I was figuring Buddha would probably be like the most...
Buddha was like a real guy.
Chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super chill. Actually, I was with the whole the guy named Christopher Hitchens, the guy who was like, I'm gonna expose Mother Teresa for the fraud she is. He didn't even like Buddhism, and Buddhism is like the most. I actually looked it up.
Most normal shit.
The Buddhism is like one of the most beloved religions on the globe. Like most people don't like. Even people who don't even believe in Buddhism, they respect it. They know the movement of it. You know.
Yeah, because it's not like they're not trying to make you believe
Yeah,
nothing.
it's just
like here's the way of life.
It's like the hipster religion.
Practice it, you know.
Like, oh, this is how you gonna live. Like, not even he liked Buddhism.
Yeah,
and that's rare.
Here's like another god, like in India or Tibet. It's not even a god, whatever. This was a normal guy. He grew up in like a famous family, right? Then he went through like some shit like with war. This is like way back then. And then he didn't like all that shit, so because I think he did kill some people. And maybe I got the story wrong, but he might have harmed some people. Then he said, "Okay, I'm done with this like human life. I'm gonna stay myself in this cave." This is a real story. He just lived in the cave the whole time, right? And all he was eating was the plants that grew in the cave.
And these grew.
Yeah, these plants had like some type of chemical in it, right? To where it made his skin green. So like all he did was ate this plant.
I've heard of stories like that. If you eat carrots, like for example, like if you eat carrots nonstop, supposedly it could turn like give you orange spots in your body. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
So you're a plant man now.
Cause like so this guy all he did was ate like whatever grew in that cave, and he stayed in this cave the whole time, and he just meditated the whole time
Away from the world.
And then this is like when people were saying like maybe this reality is just like a simulation. It's like it's all in your head. Like whatever you believe in your head is real. This is gonna be real. It's reality. So this guy, this long time ago, like he would stay in this cave, right? He would meditate super deep. Like his skin was already green, right? So like people, they would come visit him. They'd be like, damn, man, this guy really is green. But it's like a human, just like me and you. It's just like his diet was different. That's why his skin color is different.
Yeah.
So when you see paintings of him, he looks like a god because they paint him as a green color person.
Dude. Yeah, okay.
So he's in his cave, right, meditating, right? He puts his hand on like the ceiling of the cave, and he would meditate like so deep to where he actually physically his hand goes through the fucking rock, right? And he would do this like for years and years and years, right? Where his hand actually has an imprint on like the ceiling of the cave.
Just like a handprint. Like
handprint, right?
Damn, when you get stronger? The fuck?
No, it's like him not even thinking like that rock is even actually there. Like his physically going through it without even thinking that rock is actually a rock.
Oh, that's like on the Matrix when Neo got the spoon. There's no spoon there. Like the spoon is not real, meaning that you can control it.
Yeah, because you're thinking if that spoon is fucking metal, you're always gonna think it's metal, right?
Yeah, you're putting limits on yourself by believing.
Because this is like a simulation if you think it like that. Because even the scientists, right? Greg Braden, scientist guy, he went to the cave. It's like he looked at it. It's like holy shit! Like this is not fake. This is not manufactured.
The motherfucker pushed.
You can see like the prints. I wish I got the picture, man, to show you.
Yeah.
Because you can see the prints on the ceiling of the cave where he put his hand. His hand prints, dude, in the fucking cave. Like,
so it's more than
like
one.
Imprint, yeah. Because he would put his hand up, just meditate, and his hand would go fucking through the rocks.
He's like, there is no ceiling.
And prints. So like, after like he passed away, people, like they would worship him and stuff like, oh man, this guy, he figured it out.
He cracked the
code.
code.
He cracked some type of code. And they would take pictures in the cave. They would put their hand where his hand was at. And if you look at the pictures of the print, you'd be like, holy shit, this is a print. It's almost like the stone was there. Somebody print your fucking hand there before the stone was even there. It was so crazy.
And I'm assuming if he's there for that long, it's like a shit ton of prints on the ceiling, just like...
Yeah, like a bunch of fucking handprints. That's why you see like a lot of these animes where somebody's stuck in a cave and you see their handprints and shit. They got it from that story.
That's where they got it from. Okay.
But it's real. It's a real story.
Legit shit.
Like this dude, he broke the reality and his hand, it didn't matter what the fuck he did. Like he can put his hand through a fucking rock.
He's like, you know what? Some people think I can't push this rock, but I can. Because you know what? It's not really a rock. It's just...
Yeah. But it says until he found enlightenment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he found like the ultimate enlightenment to where he was like, okay, this reality is not what we think it is. It's only what we like think physically what it is.
Up, down, down, back B. Like he
That
forgot the code.
He
was
cracked
like,
the fucking code. He was like, holy shit, I can put my hand through the fucking rocks.
Holy
It
shit.
left the print, and then the scientists went there like, holy shit, this is not fake. This is real.
Like this man, there's no way.
No one's making money off of this fucking handprint
Right?
that looks so fucking
For
perfect.
real.
Like, what the fuck? Who the hell had that technology to fucking bloop, put your handprint like
Perfectly.
it's like the rock was melted and then somebody put their hand there.
Yeah, when it was soft,
printed,
soft
yeah.
mode, yeah.
But they're like, no fucking way.
Damn it.
And I saw the picture. I was like, fuck, it looks like
It's
that.
legit.
I was like, yeah. The scientist like, this is legit, 100%. Like,
This is India or
Tibet.
Tibet?
Like a cave in Tibet.
Man, America's so boring, man. We don't have cool shit out here like that. We got.
Because we don't believe stuff
Well,
like that. That's why.
America's still young though. That's why it's still a baby world. This part of the world's still baby form. Like this compared to the rest of the
You can
world.
think that, but I think like America, it is old, but it's like hiding. It's like hiding like the age.
I think
You know?
no, it's an old bitch. Don't get me wrong. America's an old bitch. But as far as like as the rest of the world though, it's just I don't know, man. It's like when I went like to England one time and I was walking down the street, and even though it's still modern day, it has still like this how buildings look and shit, and then like the streets are like cobblestone. It's like this old world feel to it still. Like it's like this shit does not. America feels young compared to what I saw in England.
If you
As
like,
far as, like,
compare,
architect
the
structures, I
city,
guess.
like if you compare like the city style of America,
Yeah.
into like a city like in Spain, America does look young.
Yeah,
'cause
more
it's too,
advanced and
too
shit.
modern.
Yeah.
but you never been to like a place where, like off-grid America, where this like shit like where they said like Grand Canyon could be like something with pyramids, has something to do with pyramids and shit.
Yeah, like what's all up in that shit?
Yeah, Grand Canyon is ancient. Like there's other places, like other states, where there's places that you don't ever hear about, where they have a lot of ancient shit with the. They even find like hieroglyphs out here. It's just not being spoken like that. So maybe everything is being like covered up, like plastic surgery,
Yeah.
making it seem like
Because
America's
people ain't
young.
ready for it. Because people were showing up for like the metal slabs and shit that they was finding around. Remember that shit last year was like the the metal slab. So I can imagine if they were
The
saying like,
monolith.
the monolith. There you go.
Yeah.
I can imagine if they announced, "Hey, we found hieroglyphs in this cave and the Grand Canyon and da 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 da." How many fucking people would show up and be like, "Hey, TikTok, whatever the fuck ever kids do," and then you messing up the scene of this precious area of like handprints all over the fucking ceiling and shit. Like I can see America. Yeah, America might not be ready for that shit. I don't think we were respected on the level that people in Tibet were respected. I don't think.
Yeah, it might just be like a lot of stuff that's hidden, and then just try to like start over with America and be like, okay, let's put out the knowledge here. They don't really know the real knowledge.
Because it's still new.
So they went all around the world, destroyed all these big monuments, like the monuments that make everybody look like super advanced.
Yeah.
So like, okay, let's use Earth. I mean, not Earth, America.
Yeah. It's a little hiding spot for now.
Like, okay, let's fucking start over, ground zero. Let's start building here.
It's baby spot. Don't nobody know shit. Because people already ran through Egypt. See, you can't hide shit in Egypt anymore. No, nothing. They done dug through all that shit. Interesting, Mr. Ceiling Man.
That's cool, right?
I actually like that. That was actually a dope story. I like Matrix type shit. That was
Like you won't find that like on YouTube or nothing.
No, I've never even heard of this shit.
I actually had to pay to find this out though, and I feel like
What?
it's worth it.
What? Would you?
I want to know the story, man.
Is it a movie?
No, it's like a paid subscription to like
Coast to Coast?
off knowledge stuff. No, it's not even coast to coast.
Oh, you want to review your sources? I got you. It's cool. It's
Well,
cool.
I don't want you guys to make fun of me,
It's
man.
cool. It's cool, baby. It's cool. I'm just kidding. I mean, I want to know some shit, but it's all good.
I don't want you guys to make fun of me, man.
No,
Damn.
man, no.
But yeah, it was cool. It's a cool story. Like they all talk about like how our DNA it traces back to like a part of our DNA is fucking. They said like this shit has to be manufactured because it's almost like a fucking
this
logo. Like it's almost
company?
like that God put a fucking logo on our DNA on every single human DNA.
Like branding.
They're like, what the fuck is this shit? This just does not make sense, man.
Was that branding TM?
It's like that shows them like, okay, we had a maker. Like we legit had
You
a
had a
maker.
maker, like-
you can call him God, you can call him whatever. But this piece of this DNA is almost like a fucking logo.
Yeah, it's like what do you guys, we see on objects? It'd be like TM or some shit, like trademarked. Okay,
It's like the name of like God, which is like if you look, they went like super deep. They look at like the name of God, like written on two different like documents, right? And one is like from two different like religions. One is like one from what's that shit? Prophet Yahweh.
Yeah.
But they don't call him Prophet Yahweh. Like one is like half Yahweh, one is like half of another religion. So it's almost like two gods combined.
Coming together? Okay.
Right? And they found like those two same letters in our fucking DNA.
So
So they're like, they're like,
are they us?
They're like,
are we them?
They created us. It's so like the scientists are like, oh my fucking god, they don't understand it no more. So everything is being like rewritten, but they're not rewriting it right now because they don't understand what's going on right now.
They don't get it.
So the scientists, their mind is so fucking boggled.
They're like, we don't want to tell anybody any wrong shit.
Yeah, so
we're
like,
still trying to learn.
Right now it's so crazy.
Damn.
Especially like with our technology and stuff, like everything they're finding about, because now they're studying like the human DNA. They have CRISPR technology. You can modify the human DNA. So they're saying like, okay, in the past, if they had this technology, the Cas9 technology to manipulate DNA, if they had this in the past, they might have used the same technique way back then to develop us humans.
Yeah.
So they're like, holy shit, if they already had this shit, they did this already. They're the one that fucking modified our DNA, and we came from some fucking primates.
They got the tools. Hey, that was something I was watching recently about just a culture, an out of world culture came down to visit, and I was watching recently about it, and people were just like, "Oh shit," because they're more advanced than us, they're gods. And then I was reading I was watching was saying like, they like these aliens that came down weren't even like top tier shit, and in fact, it was just kind of like explorers, and it just happened like, oh, so we see them as gods, but they're just like, man, I'm just a janitor or some shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like kind of like what people would see. People would consider as a kind of like lower class, probably to their culture. To us, we're like, what the fuck? Like, this is a story I just came across recently, and it made sense in a way.
Yeah, because anybody can call anybody God, right? Like, let's say like we didn't have planes or nothing, and then we saw somebody came down in a fucking plane. We'll be like, oh, I never saw a plane in my life.
And
you have to be God.
It is like 1622. You would lose. Oh shit!
Yeah, you'd be like, holy shit, we have to work. We got to worship them. They got an iPad. You know, because you've never seen an iPad. Like, what the fuck is this?
He's
like,
got this magic mirror.
I can see the map of the fucking sky and stars. Like, how did you get this technology?
Oh, they'd be so confused because like back then they'd be like, yo, he's got this magical mirror.
Right.
He touches it and then like he said something about like global positioning satellite. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, because like I was watching this one episode of Stargate SG-1, right?
Hey, you still watching that?
Yeah, it's so long.
It's a lot, man. I know it's a lot.
It's like 10 seasons,
Yeah.
maybe more.
I've never finished it, man.
But on one episode, right, they traveled to like a primitive planet, right? They went there, and then like as soon as they got out of Stargate, they all bowed to them. They're like, "Holy shit, why'd they bow to us?" And then one of the guys like, "Oh, they think we're gods because they never seen anybody travel to a Stargate until now."
So that, and his probably the whole time was waiting and be like,
yeah, they were waiting for somebody to travel through that Stargate because they think that only gods can travel to a Stargate because they couldn't figure out how to use that Stargate. But you know, these Americans came out. You know, these Americans from
white man,
the United States,
this white man
in
came
Nevada.
out.
They came across the Stargate, right? They traveled. They used the Stargate, traveled to a planet where it was all primitive people, and then they came there. That people were like, "Hey, who the fuck are you?"
Yeah,
like, oh, they're gods. You know, because they came there like fucking fully like equipped with
the guns and shit,
with guns and everything. They had grenades. Like, holy shit, these guys can take us out so quick.
Meanwhile, they're like, we just found out fire, shit.
Yeah, so they treated them like gods. They took them to their village, and then they washed their feet and shit. You know, but one of them,
here, have my daughter.
The crazy story was one of them was like a female, that was blonde hair. And in that planet, they look at blonde hair as like a high-priced female. But then they're like, okay, she must be a god. But then like, oh no, she's like a regular like female. Like they couldn't even look at her in the eye because in that planet they can't really look at females because it's almost like against the law.
What the hell?
So they kidnap her ass.
So they don't look at her because it's against the law. So they do the most next extreme thing.
Yeah, she's like
her.
the most prized person like on the planet because she's blonde hair. So they kidnap her ass, and
I don't even like blondes like that, but I guess.
Yeah, like you go watch Stargate, find out what happened.
I need to go back to it, man. I remember watching it back in the day as a kid, but I didn't watch every single episode at all. I just saw it. They just show it late at night on Fox 5. Like I used to watch that like with things like Saturday nights after I would watch Cops with my grandma. I would watch I was like a fucking 90s kid for real. Because Saturday night on Fox 5 was they would show Cops, right? I think at like 10 o'clock something. And no, 9 o'clock, and then they would show Fox 5 News, and after that they would show X-Files. They would show like older runs of X-Files, and then they would show Stargate after that.
Oh.
But it was like a hell of a run. I used to watch some of the episodes. I was mainly there for like the X-Files shit though, and then I was like, okay, I'll watch Stargate. And I just remember like a big ass black dude on there, and then the white guy, the main character, the white guy, was supposed to be Kurt Russell from the movie. So it's the same character or something like that, but different actors playing
almost look like him, but no.
And then that's all I know. And that's all I remember about the show is like just little stuff like that. But
yeah, because like when that show came out, like it was almost at the same time like Highlander.
Yes,
Highlander
yeah, like when they did the Highlander show. Yes, thank you.
Or the Outer Limits came out.
Yes, then they brought back the Outer Limits and then something else. That was like the weird time with Signs. Yeah, Sliders. Yes, it was around that era. And that was all like Fox shit, I think. That was
or UPN.
The UPN shit. Yeah, it's weird shit.
You know UPN too.
Yeah, I mean that's black channel. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, UPN was like all black until it became CW, and they got rid of like almost every black show.
Oh yeah. I thought UPN was like Cali shit.
Nah, man, it was out here.
I was like, "Where's UPN?"
No, it was out here. It was big out here. We was like watch Moesha and shit.
Oh yeah.
You see, the Parkers and all that shit.
I didn't watch that though.
Oh, it's actually better than Moesha, I think so. But
smart guy.
I think that was Disney.
We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it, man. Good shit. Mother Theresa.
You like her? I hate her. I mean, you know.
I don't like her, but I know like she just did what she did.
Yeah, like I see what you're saying. Like she's not as bad as she could be worse because we've talked about worse on the show.
I thought you had like more like raunchy stories about her, like where she was fucking fucking tying up like a noose for like hanging some people and.
Nah,
she was trapping kids in cages.
Well, as far as we know, I still feel like this story of Mother Teresa it's old and new at the same time. Like the guy Chris Hitchens, he actually died like in 2011. He died from like some kind of cancer. I think it was like lung cancer because he had been smoking and drinking since he was a teenager. So that shit caught up to him or whatnot. So he wound up passing away back in 2011. But he was just trying to get the truth out there. Like, hey, like don't trust. Like you see this friendly old lady. But we all need to think about who is she working for? Like, why is she setting this shit up? And the Vatican in the past has always been wild sketchy with a lot of shit. Why is this not being talked about along with the other Vatican shit?
Yeah.
So
what would be like the moral of the story?
Keep your faith to your heart and don't. You know, I don't know if it's possible for this to happen, but there's nothing wrong with just kind of just believing in something and keep it in your heart. Like, why you have to go somewhere for it, or why do you have to shovel money to it, to what you believe?
I believe you can believe in anything that you want to. Like, it doesn't
for
matter
free.
What it is.
For free.
Yeah,
you don't have to get money for it.
It's all free. As long as you don't harm anybody.
And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
You know, and you don't force anybody to believe whatever the fuck you believe and shit. Because in the end of the day, no human being on this earth knows the true reality.
Nobody does. And that's a fact. Nobody don't know none of this shit.
That's why they have that saying, dude.
What?
That saying where you have to die before you die to actually live your life.
So die. You have to die.
You have to die before you actually die to actually live. There's ways you guys can die. I don't want to say it on here, but there's ways you guys can die without actually dying.
And then come back and appreciate life.
You'll come back because I seen it in people. I seen how fucking they did the whole fucking 180 shit, and I was like, holy shit, man.
I've been meaning to ask you about something too. I've been meaning to ask you about something, but I'm gonna ask after the show because I meant to ask you last week about it, but I forgot. But
Patreon.
Huh? Yeah, the Patreon. If you don't want, I don't know if we're gonna do it. Now, there's a question I did have to ask though, which is with a certain thing. I don't want to explain it on it. We got, but it ain't nothing like dramatic. But this is just a question I got though.
Okay, so we're about to clock out. Let me see what Bob says. She says, "Why haven't people asked ghosts if God exists?" I'm sure they have.
Most people, I don't think, because most people even communicate with the ghost. I think it's kind of like that. language barrier. Like they try to communicate with ghosts. Like, so I have this red ball in my hand. I know it's yours when you was a child. Can you knock it out of my hand? And then nothing happens. Like,
Yeah.
maybe the ghost hearing gibberish or some shit.
Like think about it like this way. Like, if Earth was like a class, right? Gods could be like your counselor, and there's different counselors. There's different counselors for different people doing different classes on Earth, right?
Okay.
Let's say you're a Muslim, so your counselor would be like a Muslim god.
Okay.
So you will report to a Muslim god. Or if somebody that's taking a class for like a Jewish god, they report to a Jewish god.
Okay.
Right? So a ghost can be like, oh yeah, I'm Muslim. I report to my Muslim god.
I'm Team Allah.
Yeah. So let's say like the spirit world, because I heard other stories of what shamans are talking about. Whatever god you believe, that's the god you're going to represent even when you die.
Yeah. Yes. You go to that house.
If you don't believe in a god, like you're still cool. Like it's almost like because you're gonna find out later. Like okay, all these gods do exist. You know, it's almost like okay, you're gonna pick your place because it's almost like a school kind of.
Okay.
Because if you treat Earth like a school, because you come to Earth, right?
You learn yourself.
You're born on Earth. You came here to learn about yourself, to learn about human beings, to learn about everything. It's like Earth class. You pick a religion, whatever. You know,
So this is like the first phase of your journey.
yeah, it's just like one little chapter, but you have to learn it. You have to pass a class. If you don't pass, what happens? You get reincarnated.
You stuck on this motherfucker again.
You get repeated, right? You repeat Earth class, and then here's one way I can say like a sign that you've been repeating classes on Earth. Look on your body, see if you have any birthmarks.
Oh yeah, they
See
say
if you have any like defects in your body. It'd be like that you were born with. Look at that. You'd be like, oh, okay, I repeated this life already. Me, if you look at the back of my head, I have a fucking bullet mark in the back of my head. Like it's red, and it looks like I got shot in the back of the head, like execution style. So I'm like, okay, I probably got executed in a past life.
So hey, Billy, what's that? Huh?
Yeah. So you can kind of like look in your body if you see any weird defects. Like, okay, I did repeat it.
How many times I came back and
You can tell like somebody like is new to Earth is when they don't know nothing.
you know the funny thing is too?
Is when they're like, oh man, what is this? It's like this. You're like, oh yeah. You don't know that, and then you're thinking because okay, you live so many lives. You're like, oh, this guy must be new to Earth.
he fresh. You know, I was over here doing this when you was talking because I was trying to look the screen because I remember last night, I got in bed and I was laying down watching TV and then like a car drove past and when like it's nighttime, it's dark in my room, the light went through my bedroom window and I saw like the light go across my arm and I was like, and I saw something on my arm. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I went in the mirror. I have like this fucking scar right here on my arm.
What?
I've never noticed it before. It looks like I don't know if it's like a burn mark or something or I got stabbed there or something, but it's kind of like, it's about like this big.
So literally shined a mark.
And I just saw it. I was like, but
It made you notice it.
that's what made me notice it. And I was looking in the mirror. I was like, what the fuck is that? I've never noticed this shit on my shoulder.
So he got
it's like
fucking
right
decapitated.
Here. Or shot or stabbed or
Damn.
I don't know. But when I saw it, I was like,
Fucking pirate.
but I was like, when could it happen? Like, how come I never noticed it? So did I die at some point? But I'm like in a different timeline now. Like, did I like, you know what I'm saying? Like some weird low-key shit, I guess. Because it's never been there before. How's it here now? So did something?
Maybe you just never noticed it.
How maybe?
Teneno says heavy stuff, so many options. Bob says you did not learn your lesson.
You?
Okay.
Oh, somebody you with the bullet in the back of the head.
Teneno says when I pick up a sword, I feel like I used it before. See, that's another thing. Like, cause like your body, like it reacts to like a natural instinct, or it reacts to, like, you know how like for example, like if I'm in front of piano, right, I can play this one song, but I can't explain to you how to play that song because my fingers know how to play the song. It's like
I'm not even thinking.
What's that shit? What they call that? Muscle memory.
Oh, muscle memory. Okay.
Yeah. So my fingers know how to play it. So like what Teneno was talking about is like when I pick up a sword, it's like, hey, like I'm
kind of familiar.
I'm
like,
a fucking like stab. Like I'm a sword guy.
And I just picked it up for the first time.
Yeah, he picked it up. He's like, oh shit, I used to kill people. But he said that in his head though. He didn't say it out loud because he'll look like a psycho.
Yeah. But then you're like,
So it's probably like, yeah, like this is natural. Like I can swing this sword and cut somebody's head off. Like I did this. Like maybe Tenendo, he might be like the executioner. He was the guy that
warrior,
chopped.
some kind of warrior.
Yeah, or warrior. That's
Way cooler.
That's the cool one. Yeah,
that's a cool
yeah.
one.
You're not an executioner. You're a warrior.
warrior.
Yeah, with a capital W.
Bob says, it probably happened. It probably happened in a different timeline.
Maybe.
That's what I was saying with the scar on my shoulder. Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, and I died, and I'm like, oh shit, I got shifted over, and then I'm in the closest reality to it was before.
Yeah.
The happy birthday song.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know, Bob. You see, you'll be losing me sometimes.
No happy birthday song.
I don't know.
Tenendo says, "I'll take warrior."
Let's get it. Let's go, man.
I can see Tenendo as like a fucking warrior, man.
I don't even know what he looks like, but I don't know. I feel it just from what he said the sword shit. So
Yeah, it's like a
warrior.
like that aura,
he's got some fight in him.
like that warrior.
He's got that
aura.
fight in
like,
him.
Like you don't want to pick a fight with him, unless you know him. If you know him, you'll fuck with him,
But
But if you don't know him, you're like,
you know what?
I'm just gonna leave this one,
I'm gonna just step back.
Bob says on the piano. No, not the happy birthday song. I was playing like 1,000. What is it? 1,000 miles by
You don't play piano?
some songs.
Why am I just finding out about what?
I had another life, man.
Why am I just? I did not know that. I knew you played the guitar, drums a little bit.
Guitar is like I know how to play like chords and stuff, but
Yeah.
piano I never learned it properly. I just learned songs.
I know
But I don't know how to play it properly.
The only thing I know how to do drums. I did for a stint. I couldn't stick to it.
I took drumming. I took a drumming class or drumming lessons and stuff. That's how I knew how to play. And then, like, I showed it off in Rock Band.
He's like, okay, my time is now.
I like, this is it. Is there no one else?
The only song I knew how to play on piano was hot cross buns, hot cross buns.
What the fuck is
One
that?
potato, two potato, hot cross buns.
I never heard that in my life. Is this
Oh,
a
you
new
serious?
timeline?
That's like the most basic. Like,
Is this a new timeline?
no, this is like elementary school shit they teach
This
us.
is a new timeline.
Chat, please back me up for this. Anybody heard of hot cross buns? You can just like.
Ain't nobody heard of
of
cross bud buns.
hot cross buns. See, look, Melissa says yes. She knows. It's the most
Is
basic.
this an
like,
East Coast thing?
maybe it was a hot cross buns. Or you do like we had to learn it like on the piano in elementary school. That's the only thing I know about
I
piano.
had never heard of hot
Yes.
cross buns.
See, Tenendo says "Hello." I know. Oh, Melissa says I played it. Yeah, we had to play it on the flute.
I
Yes,
never heard of hot cross buns.
I forgot about the flute part, Melissa. Thank you.
Anybody else?
bomb.
Anybody else heard about hot cross buns?
Yes, it's on the flute. We had to learn that shit.
Yeah,
Like
Three Blind Mice sounds more like it.
Three Blind Mice. Yeah, it's basically a ripoff of Three Blind Mice. It's a ripoff of that. This is the.
Oh.
This is a ripoff of Three Blind Mice, but
Three Blind Mice is like the main
the OG,
one.
the OG one. Yeah, that's the original.
What the fuck is hot cross buns?
I don't know.
Who came up with that?
I don't know. It's hot
my
cross
God.
buns. Hot cross buns.
See, Bob never heard. Of course, we never heard of it.
Y'all, that's y'all Cali folks. You just, out here, we.
We OG, man. We know the original stuff. You guys fucking butcher stuff, man.
Or maybe we just okay. What was I say? Hot cross buns must be East Coast thing.
It
That's
has
exactly
to be
it has
East
to be
Coast.
because where she's from and then where I'm from,
Yeah,
and then
that's the East Coast thing.
and Tenendo say you knew it too, right? Well, Three Blind Mice. So
No, they don't know the real
so
one.
he knows the OG. Okay, he knows the.
Holy shit,
Before-
East Coast is wild.
Tenendo knows the before it went mainstream. Like he knows the Three Blind Mice shit. Bob says making shit up. No, we're not. Like that's a real thing.
Hot blonde buns? What? What the fuck?
No,
Like, why you guys can't take it how it
Hot
is?
cross buns. It is.
East Coast always remixing shit, man.
No, it's better, man. It helped me learn how to do I can do it right now, and I haven't done that shit in like probably 30 years. Boom, doom, 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 doom,
You guys know
doom,
chopsticks?
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, no chopsticks. Yeah,
Okay, see, like that's normal, right?
so that's
You got
normal.
East Coast and butcher.
Okay, we kind of we got that right now.
Oh, thank God you guys didn't fuck up chopsticks.
Tino says nice remix. Thanks. Yo, that's interesting. I did not know it was hot blondes buns.
Yeah. That's
Sorry.
what I was like. I don't know.
Oh no, it's real hot cross buns, guys. Look it up.
All right, guys, we're almost at 2 hours, even though like we took a couple breaks, but it's almost at 2 hour episode. We have to end it.
Yeah.
All right, good shit, guys. Hope you
Thanks,
guys like
chat.
this new background.
Yes.
Maybe we'll use like a different color next time. But yeah, we'll catch everybody next week on Tuesday I don't know the topic yet.
Yeah, me neither.
It might be something exciting. If not, like we're gonna cover like maybe like a lot of small news stuff
We can do that.
because we're running out of shit.
Yes, I do realize that I'm trying not to go back and grab old episodes that we've done on the previous podcast. I'm trying to do it, but I do feel like we're hitting that wall. It was like COVID kind of slowed everything down, so it's like we don't really have news for shit to me. Or
There's still a lot of weird shit, but we can always cover like a lot of the same shit stuff.
yeah, we could.
Like I wanted to do Akashic Records again because I wanted to talk about dreams and stuff,
Okay.
like the dream world. Because I know like a lot of people can relate to that, so
Yeah.
we can probably do like Akashic Records and then talk about dreams.
Oh, that's good.
Because we can always do that.
Oh, dude, we into that dream shit. So,
So fuck that. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Let's run it. Let's run
Because
it.
I looked back at our podcast. I was like, did we do Akashic Records? Because I actually researched
Yeah,
it.
we did it on the last one. Though.
Yeah. And then we did like, I think episode 4. On
Oh
this,
fuck,
this
that was
podcast.
early. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like we did it. But I wanna go over and do it again because I learned like a whole bunch of new shit about Akashic Records.
Okay.
So I want to do that over again, and then we'll jump into like the dream world.
Episode 4. My research is gonna be listen to the old podcasts and
See what the
see
fuck,
what
and then
so I don't repeat myself.
talk about like so you don't repeat yourself. Yep.
Tinendo says, I got tons. Oh, be here next week, homie. Let's talk about it.
Tenendo messaged me like on
Oh, DM ideas?
Instagram or something.
Okay.
Like just drop whatever topics or whatever. Join post it on Reddit. I read that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Peace out.
See you guys.
Adios.